Hello. Oh, yes. But I can...
Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you 4 different techniques to tame your parrot depending on the situation, and that way you're going to have some hopefully great ideas that will really help you out. I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond and a couple other books, including Get to Know African Gray and Cape Parrots and 30 Perfect Apartment Parrots. Of course, the pocket parrot is one of them. And there goes my first technique. The first way to tame your parrot is to go into a small space and let them chirp. Let them fly around. By letting them fly around, yes, they will leave you. But this bathroom is perfect. If it was a little smaller, I wouldn't like it as well, but it would be a little better for taming them. You can hear them flying around. Because that way, on their own terms, they can experience doing what they want to do, exploring my bathroom, and choosing to come to me or not. Oh, they're getting to know the bathroom. So these are new babies, and I do sometimes when I do this, I like to tame several of them at a time. Why? Because it helps me tame more than one at a time. It also touches on technique number 4. And so I'm going to go out of order now because they're illustrating it, although not super well. Oh, look at that. They're actually both right in the windowsill. Technique number 4 is actually to use a role model. And I don't have my role model, but you can see an example of what happens. Where the one goes, the other goes. So if I have 4 or something like that, more than that I wouldn't want to do. And this wouldn't work with lovebirds. It depends on the species. Parrotlets are more social and they want to get to know me because so many parrots are like that. They are flock oriented. They want to make friends. Think of it as you're always up for a new wonderful friend. And so I'm hanging out and I'm going to let them discover that I'm wonderful. So in that case, it works. Lovebirds, they like to have one bonded mate or partner kind of thing. And so when there's 2 lovebirds and they go off and do their own thing, they're going to lose interest in you. Conures, parrotlets, cockatiels, they're going to stay interested in me because I'm fun and exciting. Linnies, I love linnies. I have some baby linnies available. Okay, so technique number 1, therefore, is this really nice hands-off. Spend some time doing my thing. I'm going to either brush my teeth, take a shower. I'm going to spend time taking care of my thing. And in the meantime, they get to fly around and explore. When they're comfortable, they'll come to me. That means that they want to make a friend, they want to come. I mean, after all, I'm not just like my shower, boring and something to crash into. I'm actually interesting. Sometimes I have treats, sometimes I'm doing things, sometimes I sing to them, sometimes I talk to them, sometimes they perch with me. There's actually things going on that they want to kind of discover, experience, check out. So if I kept going to them and try to get them to like me or come with me or be with me, they're going to be like, oh, get away. On the other hand, if I'm hanging out here, I have to be patient. I might have to give it an hour. I might have to give it a couple hours. They will eventually come around. One of the best things to do, watch a show. Get into a small room, I don't know, like bathroom, maybe with your computer or something, or your phone, and watch something. And that way, you're not sitting there focusing on them, and it gives them the opportunity to come to you. Does it work? It's worked for me. I have walked into my walk-in aviary when I had that, and my parrotlets would like come on my head, on my shoulder. They'd come check me out. I've been in a room with my daughter just doing our own thing, and they spend time like checking things out. They find their favorite place, but they also like to come and see like, what are you and what are you doing? So I love that technique. Technique number 2, carry them with you. And what I mean by that is, this is a time technique. In this technique number 2, the time technique, the idea is that we're going to let our parrot get to know that we're fine. In other words, there is that stranger danger. When a parrot doesn't know you, they don't know what to expect, they don't know what you are, they have no preconceptions about you. When they do know you, a part of being tame is they know you, they know what you're like, they know how to relate to you, they know what you do together. So they're tame, they're friendly, they're happy, they're comfortable. They're comfortable because they know what's going to happen. So technique number 2 goes into that comfort and letting them hang out because they know what's going to happen. So what you do is you put them in a temporary small cage or a carrier, and you keep them with you all day as much as you can. Yes, you make sure they have food and water, that kind of thing. And I know having them in that small space, like, not that fun. If you have a big cage and you can carry it around and have them with you, that's awesome. The idea is that this is temporary, and that for some time, however much time it takes for them to kind of get a feel for you, you give them that opportunity to, in their safe space, watch you, observe you. I mean, after a while, they're going to be like, this person's kind of boring. They just like sit there and do this or that. Like, well, I don't even know what they're doing. But it kind of takes away the sting of the unexpected, the big, tall monster. What are they going to do? That kind of thing, right? Because they've seen that you are big, but you're not doing much. So it gives them a chance to get comfortable with you. Now, another idea for this technique number 2 is to use a tether. Now, this isn't a tether, but it lends itself. Because a tether lets you put a tether on their body, or a harness, sorry, a tether will be the kind that just attaches to their wrist like a bracelet. And so it just makes sure that if they fly off, like if you're out walking them, they can only go so far. And that way, and the tethers tend to be long, so that they can, it's supposed to be a free-flying technique, but that way they can kind of fly some, and maybe you can run with them or that kind of thing. And they can't just get spooked and fly too far away and not be able to find their way back to you. That's the idea to a tether or a harness. So if you put them on a tether or a harness and you have them with you, either on a perch, like if they're biting you, you might not want them right on you, but let's see if you can, but not that this is a perch, but if this was a perch, then if they were there on their harness, you have the harness, but they're here, so you're not, they're not so close. The proximity to you is going to depend an awful lot on how tame they are, how comfortable you are with each other. Because, for example, if you're taming a macaw, like a big macaw, you might not want them hanging out right here when you don't know them. That could be very dangerous. So, of course, you wouldn't do that. So, technique number 2 is that time technique, and helping them get over the stranger danger, helping them see that the unexpected is actually kind of routine. You're gonna show them what you're all about just by being it. Technique number 3. This is when you can do either target training or some kind of training. It is a more direct one-on-one approach. You're going to spend time more directly with them, focusing on them. And this is a less time-intensive technique in the sense that those training sessions are never going to be very long, because a bird's attention span isn't the same as ours. Like a 45-minute session will drive them crazy. Probably you too, frankly. So they're short sessions where you're just practicing step up, you're just practicing whatever it is. And more than the training and having them learn to do a trick, it's developing a common language, so that when you go like this, they know to step up. They know how to relate to your hand. Because otherwise, this is like, ah! But if instead you're going like this, and they know that this is a perch, this is a place where they can safely perch, and they can hang out with you, then they're so happy. So that in that case, you could see how the taming is really a place of definition. In other words, this used to have a definition that was like, it could just grab you. Now, in the step up, as they learn the step up, the definition is this is a way to connect with you, to be spending time with you, right? So we're changing how they see you in taming. So that one-on-one time, it can be really effective. It just requires some good training. Make sure that you look up videos on target training and training in general, because what you're doing is you're getting their attention with something they want, like a treat. I like to do a lot of positive reinforcement because they love being loved. They love being adored. And you're using that to help them get familiar with you. That's going to create that common language. Okay, and I gave you technique number 4, which is using a role model. When I have a parrotlet with me that's already tame, then the others kind of go, oh, look, that one's going to that person and getting treats and nothing's happening. And they learn so much faster. As a matter of fact, especially if the parrot that's already trained or already knows you, sorry, is like an alpha, then one of the things that happens is they follow much more easily and much more quickly. Why? Because there is a pecking order with parrots. So you've got 4 great techniques there. Tune in next time when I talk to you about some tools or other, maybe I should call this 4 methods, and these are going to be techniques that you can use within those. So tune in next time, and I hope you have a blissful bond. I have 22 species of parrots. My parrots are my bliss, and I think there's nothing better. Please be sure to give me one of these. If you are looking for a baby Hans, a baby blue-headed macaw, a baby Kaik, a baby parrotlet, or a baby Linny, please be sure to visit parrotbliss.com/available-parrots. And if you have any questions or comments, place them below. I love ideas and questions from you guys. It helps me come up with my next video a lot of the time. And then I will catch you in the next blissful video.